And we're live. Hi everyone, this is Amateur Gamer, and I'll be returning to Battle for Wesnoth with invasion from the unknown. I stupidly thought that there was a timer. I guess I could have taken longer, but I want to see what actually happens. I mean, I have the save, so if necessary, I can always come back, just dawdle around. But honestly, as long as I have no one moving onto that, I think fine. Anyways, well, here we are. I guess I was wrong to expect our heroes to be sleeping right by the entrance. Oh, this place. Oh, this place is much larger from the inside. I can't believe it. We are about to meet one of our ancestors and her human companion in life. I wonder what they look like. Imagine they look like every elf or human sorcerer, just much more powerful, and maybe even terrifying. Find the Lady of Light and Master of Darkness. How do you have an early gold bonus when you that work? Is that? I actually kind of forgot how they sounded. Oh, did I never use you? Oh my god. Sorry. Okay. We should be wary of any traps or enchantments set up to protect our heroes from hostile outsiders. On land day, you inspect that gate. Sure. Move her next to the gate. Yes, let's put her in harm's way. There is a stone tablet nearby. Here in this chamber lies the slayer of the demon lord, protector of the elves of Erdia, wielder of the power of the Union, Elenia, Lady of Light. Only those born of fairy and the sacred earth of Erdia shall be allowed within her resting place. May her eternal sleep end once the wound inflicted upon Erdia have healed. Doesn't seem to be anything special about this gate, but why does it only mention her? I believe we fit the description, but I am unsure about the healing part. Still, we have faced all kinds of trials and braved numerous dangers to get here. There is no turning back now. Onward. The group entered a massive chamber at the center of the underground temple. The place was abundantly illuminated through openings in the tall ceiling, rendering their torches and magic pointless. The whole chamber appeared to have been built not by an ancient civilization but by the earth itself. Standing out amidst the chamber was a lush courtyard enclosed by 5 trees in a geometric arrangement, with the 6th tree in the middle of all. An airy gust of wind from the deep abyss below extinguished the fires as though intent on protecting the secret sanctuary from harm. Hello there. Anybody at home? No one here, but how? Did we arrive too late? Kill the intruders. We are forest elves of the Valley of Elenia. You must let us pass. Protect the Lady of Light. Enough of this nonsense. Alan Kesher, what do you think you're doing? Something I should have done long ago. Unto me, whip of the dark gods. No need to thank me. Behold. On the ground where the white tree at the center of the chamber stood moments before, now lay a beautiful elven lady. In a previous age, when Erdia was green and white, anyone who glanced at her radiant, pale skin and glistening fairy wings would have been able to discern her identity without a second thought. Even as she slept, her strong bond with the essence of light illuminated her surroundings and protected her from harm. The legends told of the lavender hair heroine of the elves and lauded her everlasting grace and splendor. But Gallus never imagined the truth possibly surpassed the historical accounts. Neither did he imagine how it would render him completely dumbstruck, unable to greet her as it was required of him as Lord of the Elves. She is, come forth, light of the first gods, awaken your blessed emissary from her millennial sleep. Who has awakened me? Not that strong. Points at Gallus. Points at Gallus. Elves? I must be dreaming. Actually, no, not at all. Necromancer, your kind is not welcome here. Say your last word. No, he doesn't mean any harm. Lady Alenia, he is our ally. Ally, you say? Who are you, stranger? And why have you come to interrupt my sleep? Right. I forgot to introduce ourselves. I'm Lord Gallus of the Elves of the Valley of Alenia, my lady. And these are Unlande, my loyal advisor and leader of the Elven Council at Talshier's Hold. Lady Unare, High Sorceress of our people. Othurin, High Rune Master of the Dwarvish Kingdom of Hethgar. And this is Malkesher, the Harbinger of Dread, a title I just made up so I don't seem out of place among those big names. I I appreciate that you would name a valley after me, but Lord Gallus, do you even realize that you're standing beside two criminals condemned by elven kind? How could this depravity come to be? Is this truly Talshier's legacy? How am I supposed to trust the elves of this time now? Because I presume it has been long since the fall, hasn't it? And you are a descendant of Lord Talsier of Thelian, aren't you, Lord Gallus? Perhaps. I beg your pardon, my lady. But the only person here who I am aware has committed past crimes against Elvenkind is Malkesher, and I've specifically allowed him amongst us so he could guide us to the Heart Mountain, and to you. So you were raised unaware of the most crucial chapter of your people's history. That actually makes sense. Why are you all here today? Because the demons have returned, my lady. This time in greater numbers, and backed by an empire established by the humans of the southern deserts during the last few centuries. They decimated our defenses, razed our lands, and slaughtered countless innocent civilians before we finally left our home to request help from you and the Master of Darkness, who seems to be absent for some. The Lady of Light seemed suddenly distraught at Onlande's words. She breathed deeply and turned around, trying to avert the inquisitive glances, and remained silent for a moment. And then she turned around once again. Argan, Master of Darkness, said, I, I never imagined. It pains me to have to admit this truth to you. After our victory against the demon lord Zangar in Wesmere, many elves, your ancestors, Lord Gallus, were convinced that we were like gods, immortal and invincible, the exclusive wielders of the only power that could rival the demons. But it was only by sheer fortune that we survived that battle, and our lives, even though they truly exceed the norm of our kind in span, are as fragile as those of everyone else. We learned this the only possible way, or one of us dying. As to how it happened, I suppose I might as well tell you of the world-changing events that led to. Our stories are more closely intertwined than you might suspect, Lord Gallus, and because our people have apparently forgotten the tragedies that befell us all at the end of times, I shall try my best to provide you with my own abridged account. You have to know the truth that Onlande has kept from you for so long. But I must warn you, if the Lord Keepers of Elvenkind chose not to pass this knowledge on to you and your forefathers, it would be highly advised for us to do so otherwise now that civilization is once again on the brink of extinction and susceptible to the influence of demons hailing from Inferno. Which is why all of you standing before me now are forever bound to keep this a secret. Sit down and listen. Once upon a time, the great continent was dominated by many human kingdoms united under a single banner, the banner of the Empire of Wesnoth. The elves and dwarves were here first, and inhabited the vast green forests and tall mountain ranges. Although they had come to see the humans of Wesnoth as valuable friends, many remember that the humans first arrived to the continent with legions of orcs in pursuit. By the Golden Age, we had all managed to set our differences aside and prosper together. South of the Heart Mountains lay one of the greatest and oldest domains of our kind, Wesmere. For long it served as the capital of our civilization, with its elven council, the Callian, holding greater authority than our own kings and lords. The members of the Callian valued knowledge over all other things. They sought to plunder all the secrets of Erdia for the greater good. In time, it will bring about our downfall. But the first step towards ending our peaceful lives was taken not by elvenkind, by the Empire of Wesnoth. At the time, the human emperor saw his popularity among his subjects dwindle. He saw fit to take advantage of an otherwise unremarkable incursion of undead in orcish territory, led by a powerful necromancer said to have destroyed countless times before. You must still remember this, Malkesher. I've lived for, I don't know, thousands of. You suddenly expect me to remember one specific instance of me terrorizing those despicable creatures? Serve as the perfect excuse for the Emperor Wesnoth to take the fate of Erdia into his own hands. He ordered his magi to gather masters and students from all academies throughout the land together. They lifted the mountain into the skies and shined forth and forced all soldiers of darkness to retreat underground until the end of times. That is Nea, the second son. Centuries later, things happen in Wesmere. There's no one still alive who remembers exactly how it began, and in the end, Argan and I had to rely on hearsay to put together the pieces of the puzzle. As part of their experiment seeking to unveil the nature of our reality, the most skilled sorcerers in Wesmere discovered a way to open portals to another world. And from one of those portals emerged a young elf seer who warned them of disasters to come, disaster that he claimed would destroy all elvish civilization, and with it, the knowledge hoarded by the good people of Wesmere. He promised them protection and more knowledge in exchange for being worshipped as a god. That was Sangar, and that was the pact he proposed to elvish civilization. Knowledge begets power, and power begets ambition. The offer was only too enticing for the lords of Wesmere. Those who disagree with the Callian's decision to accept the Demon Lord as their god would be the first to meet him, as offerings. As part of his requirements, those blood sacrifices were to remain a secret concealed from the rest of the world, and because of this, for a long time, we remained unaware of the corruption that took root in Wesmere. Zangar's claim would prove true after but a few years following this. A nobleman by the title of Denter became Emperor of Wesnoth 6 years later, since the previous holder of the title had left no heirs to take the throne. The mysterious circumstances of his decease led people to suspect Denter of regicide. With Wesnoth's civil unity at stake, 2 years later, Denter saw no option but to quell his detractors with a decree for the immediate creation of Gaia, third son. But his confidence in this plan was too great, as Wesnoth had only seen threats of mundane origins for 2 centuries and the old master had long since passed away. The human magi were no longer the impressive force that once created Naya. Denter went ahead with his plan and took measures to ensure nobody could possibly interfere. Thus, to my heart's pain, I came to witness the mayhem. The Magi realized only too late that they were unable to tether Gaia up in the skies. The failure resulted in the fall of the third sun and the end of an era that later came to be known as the Golden Age. The earth-shattering force of the impact caused cataclysms and eruptions all over Erdia, destroying forests, cities, rivers, even mountains. The great continent was entirely reshaped, and the fruits of civilization were destroyed all at once. Perhaps for the best. Dantier did not live to see the full extent of the damage he caused. He and his magi were murdered by the panicked people of Wesnoth. Thus, their sad story came to swift and amidst the destruction. That's true after all. The humans were far from the only ones suffer from the calamities that resulted from their prideful actions. Elves, dwarves, humans, and orcs, they all fought among themselves for the scarce resources left after everything green perished. Naya and Sela also contributed by drying up every source of water on the surface. And while we at Lintenier Forest had to cope with this for some time until the situation proved unsustainable, Wesmere stood intact through everything, protected by Sangor's arcane magic. The unholy sacrifices continued, and soon he saw that he would be left with nothing to rule if Wesmere population waned further. His thirst for blood became increasingly difficult to quench. Luckily for him, many outsiders sought shelter in Wesmere after the fall. He came up with a simple but effective solution to his dilemma. All foreigners, be it elves or members of any other race, were declared heretics unworthy of his gift of life. The pain and agony of the unfortunate souls captured by the elves continued to feed him and caused his power to grow stronger and stronger. And when his prey stopped coming to Wesmere, he sent hunters beyond their borders to obtain more sacrifices for him. Finally, Lintenier became inhospitable and we were forced to ask refuge of the Kalian. Argan and I led my people out of the ruins of the northern forest, and after a long journey across the ravaged land, we arrived at the eastern frontier of Wesmere. Then we were ambushed. Many of our people were already weak due to the long march from Lintenier, unable to fend off the forces sent after us by Sangor's cultists. Those who didn't die during the confrontation were captured and sacrificed to a demon, as my husband later found out. He risked his life to infiltrate the capital and obtain intelligence on our enemy. Thus, we found ourselves faced with a difficult choice. Either we could stop our brethren, the elves of the forest, or grew up and release them from this unprecedented evil at all costs, or instead, we could avoid the onslaught and abandon our land, thus perpetuating the demon lord's cruel rule through inaction. Had we chosen the latter, elvenkind would likely have flourished once again as the slaves of the demon lord, bound by the fateful pact for the rest of eternity. We certainly wouldn't be here now. Destiny works in mysterious ways, and it was only by chance that we made contact with the elves led by Lord Ketorel of Ethenwood before we could be lured into a trap by Wesmere. Even though their military proficiency paled in comparison to that of Lintenier or Wesmere, their large numbers proved essential to make our plans work. Our combined forces laid siege to Wesmere for nearly a year before Zangar realized that the devotion and fear of his followers would never suffice to turn the tide in his favor. He then revealed his true form to the world and proceeded to slaughter all from the skies, even his own subjects. The great power he unleashed upon Erdia did not only kill almost every living creature within range, but also tore the forest ground asunder, while his fire and lightning took care of the rest. His power had allowed Wesmere to survive the events of the fall, and then turn it all into a dead wasteland. With little chance of prevailing, Argan and I called upon the union of light and darkness, risking our own destruction by overexertion, and challenging a foe without precedent in Erdia's recorded history. Of course, we did defeat Zangor in the end, but our power was not enough to counteract his impressive regeneration ability and allows us to kill him, which is why we could only tear his hideous body apart, steal every piece, and send them all back to Inferno. Victory was ours, but the cost was much greater than we anticipated. Less than 500 elves of Wesmere survived Sangor's display of power, many of them priests and warriors. They surrendered and begged for forgiveness, and we did spare the civilians' lives. But the surviving priests, warriors, and Kalian members met a different fate, for we could not risk the possibility of them sparking another civil war or bringing Zangor or other demons back to Erdia. No, we had no choice but to execute them, and then burn their bodies to ashes in case Sangor's magic could still be at work. In hindsight, it's ironic that we despise the humans so much after their hubris caused the end of all civilization. Our kin in Wesmere represented the entirety of our race to the rest of the world, and their transgressions were far worse in that they were fully aware of the implications of what they were doing. And in both cases, it was ultimately the flaws of just a few select individuals that doomed the rest. Perhaps, if Zangor and the Kalian had not conspired to destroy the integrity of Elvenkind from within, we would have been able to rebuild what we lost, given sufficient time. Although we elves rarely suffer from lapses of judgment like this, whenever it happens, the results are catastrophic for everyone involved. The occurrence of events like this throughout our history is unsettling, and it's why I fear something like this may happen again if the creatures of Inferno get involved. We had to forbid telling the more shameful details of this story to anyone, elf or otherwise, at least for a few generations. But I expected our lore keepers to at least have the sense to educate our future leaders about our past mistakes. Be fair, my lady, I've only recently been given this title by previous Lord Eleanor, who stayed behind the valley in an attempt to give us an opportunity to flee, well, or our lives to his noble sacrifice. My lady, how does this relate to Alonde or the death of the Master of Darkness? I I will get to the last part soon. As for her, Tashir was responsible for sparing her life. She was among the cultists serving Sangor in Wesmere, one of the few who survived the final battle. I'm fully aware of the crimes I committed while under Sangor's command, my lady. But had I not obeyed the orders given to me, my family and I would have paid the price in blood. Not that any of that helped in the end. I can only hope their deaths turn out to be less painful than how they would have been on the altar. Why did the elves part ways? Would that you were a little more patient. After we have finished dealing with the survivors, Anlande tried to convince us to head back to the northeast instead of retreating to the south. Telsier and his people accepted her counsel, a bit reluctantly. While Ketorau returned south, Argan and I would have followed Ketorau's group, but the lengthy war and the final battle had weakened us both physically and mentally. We chose a third option, was to descend into the depths of the Heart Mountains. Along the way, we were joined by few elves and later dwarves. Bear in mind that the dwarvish settlements underground weren't exempt from the disasters of the fall, and strong and frequent earthquakes persisted through all those years. But still, we wanted to learn more about the catalyst of Elvenkind's destruction. We remember that sometime before the catastrophe, the dwarves had unearthed the ruins of a civilization suspected to predate ours by eons. Seeing as how the elves no longer needed us, we decided to try and find those ruins. Instead of finding them, we became lost in the depths, and eventually one of those earthquakes caused the floor beneath our feet to collapse, leaving nothing below but a deep chasm. I held on to a ledge in time to survive, but Argan fell into the darkness. I could not find him afterward. He always managed to escape the worst situations, but never something like that. I still hope. I hope he might have survived somehow, but after some time, I don't know how much, I realized that I was waiting for the impossible. The few of our followers who were still with me at the time convinced me that the situation was hopeless, and with Erdia ruined and perishing, I thought that my only option was to sleep. Perhaps at some point later, if the world ever recovered. The world is coming back to life, my lady, slowly but surely. Although for a good part of our journey we saw only dunes and dry plains, we also found green hills and valleys before proceeding underground. We have seen but a tiny fraction of our world in its present state, but the country of the northern humans is rumored to be thriving with life, and to support the Chaos armies there must be lands like that to the south. Who is leading this empire against us? Other demons and humans appear to serve an emperor of some sort, but they also worship two names that were once subjects of myths, Uria and Yaknagoth. It's important to keep in mind that the dwarves learned that a creature called Yaknagoth attempted to eradicate the people of the desert, elves who I presume are descended from Ketorel's band. He has the power to corrupt the minds of all surface dwellers but those elves, and if the story is true, She also knew the name of this demon lord Zangar, though her dark influence ebbed away once she was slain by Helasar. The humans in the south remained under the control of a powerful group of cultists. Believed these people who later gave rise to the empire. Ekta, the eater of souls, the Urea, the mother of demons. This is deeply troubling. Simple humans clearly cannot control the forces of Inferno alone, so it might be the Urea is more real than we thought. I need to ponder this later. For now, let us go. So you will help us? It is my mission as the protector of the elves of Verdia. It would be dishonorable of me to shirk my sworn duty. Longer than I already did anyway. I shall help you, even without Argon by my side. Thank you, my lady. Although everyone refers me as the Lady of Light, it's not really a title or rank, Lord Gallus. You may call me Elenia if you wish. Now, guide me to the other elves, and I want to see the surface. Ha, finally. After such a long talk, I'd be surprised if there was still any life left out there. The Lady of Light seemed and acted less like a majestic elven sorceress of untold might and more like a young nymph of the forest. Her luminous aspect notwithstanding. Unless say that she had always been more closely bound to her fairy nature than other elves. Hence, for most of her life, she frequented the wilderness, away from civilization. This became more evident as her harsh exterior slowly gave way to her true self. We all share stories and experiences on the long way back to Hearthguard's capital. I do not know if it is because I had always been the reserve sort and never met many women outside the circles of my duty, or because our race changed over generations in some way that was not evident to the eye. Whichever the case is, I found the Lady of Light alluring, like a dream of an age long gone. I wonder if every elf was as radiant as her back in the Golden Age. But her mystifying appearance was merely a distraction for the unwary, for those who had not yet heard her name or accounts of her legendary feats. Soon we would bear witness to her combat prowess, and learn how fierce and frightening she could be as the situation demanded. Because once we neared Hearthguard's capital, we saw not the bustling dwarven settlements that welcomed us after saving Thurid and his men from doom. Instead, what we saw were Onlande's fears, realized in our absence. Strike from Hearthguard, near 11. We may haste towards the keep, in fear that we have arrived too late. Just as I feared, they managed to take down Hearthguard's defenses and surround the capital. It matters little. We shall drive them out of the caves regardless of their numbers. Maybe we could even turn them to our side in death, hee. So those are the demons you have fought. They are not as impressive as I expected. They shall pay with their cursed blood if our good king was captured and murdered. You have no reason to fear all Thurin. Well, at least I am still alive. Your Highness, what is the situation? Our main defenses have fallen, and if we are to have any hope of fending off these demented barbarians and their ever-increasing numbers, we'll need all the help we can muster. We'll help you, and we shall die fighting if it is necessary. Gallus, this is suicidal. Just look at the numbers. If the dwarves did not manage to hold out on their own, the odds our small group will be of any help are unreasonably low. Look, they are already closing in on us from behind. We cannot leave the dwarves to perish alone. We're indebted to Othuran for helping us find Elenia, and his people need us now. Besides, if Hearthguard is to fall, what obstacles shall be left to impede their advance towards the Northlands? Lord Gallus is right. We must fight. My lady, but our numbers are small, and we are still weak. Ha! You elves might be weak, but my minions are as strong as ever. Let the slaughter commence. Resist until end of turns or defeat all enemy leaders. Oh. Defeat all enemy leaders. Wait, who are you? Oh, I thought that was like a special unit or something. Do I know how much gold they have? Okay, they have a lot. No early gold, no gold carryover, just defeat all enemies or resist until end of turns. Got it. Assuming my allies, wait, how much does my allies have? 350, not that much. Why do I have such a tiny keep? Lady of Light. Alenia is the Lady of Light. She has great mobility, including the ability to fly. Her skill with the staff as a melee weapon is also remarkable. But never leave her alone when fighting well-armed opponents. Okay. Well, let's focus on one foe. Don't know if it's possible. 290. Oh, that is another ally. Wait, is it ally? I think. Wait, what? Oh, we have multiple allies. Huh. Cool, 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 cool. I think I'm gonna be recruiting. I will still try to level up some units. Possible. Revenant. Yeah, there's no point holding back resources. I'm so confused. I thought. Yeah, some of them have names. Guess I still can't. That's fine. Let's just get some. Man, this is. Your doom is at hand, Dwarf King. If you surrender now, the warlord might show some mercy and spare the lives of your underlings. Or rip you to pieces if you don't accept the offer. But never surrender to ye and your loathsome vermin. We shall not give our domain to those who kill everything in sight, dabble in the darkest of arts, and nay can any diplomacy other than that done with fire and swords. May Hearthguard be destroyed and forgotten, but it shall be remembered as the kingdom, but it shall not be remembered as the kingdom of cowards. So be it. Your pride and arrogance has sealed your fate. Attack. Wipe these bearded children out of this place. Maria for the Empire. Hey, it's a pointy-eared rat of the forest, and they made it back from the blessed with the blessed one. It matters not. We shall flood the cavern with the elf's blood and bring that creature to the warlord. I. So annoying. My thought exactly. How much gold do you still have? 162. Zillion. Next. Oh, we shall see. I mean, the initial engagement is gonna get quite bloody. Ithern. Some of them only summon low-level units. I might be able to sign a second detachment for. I mean, how many turns do I have to survive? 15 turns. I'm only attacking because sometimes the best defense is a good offense. Get some ghosts. Shaman. Skeleton. I'm going for a very diverse build, I guess. This is where berserkers excel. If I might make a suggestion. Using the corpse of the fallen as a barrier could delay our enemies enough to let our best warriors do their duties from safe positions. The idea sickens me. Many of the corpses will be those of our kinsmen, but I have to admit it's an option. Blood Imp. Be fine against them. Oh, we'll find out soon. I'm guessing I do want to level her up, but oh, it's gonna. Well, so much for trying to level her up. I have to be careful. I know I'm gonna lose units. I don't know what's the proper approach. I mean, I guess I should be spending all of my. Sorry, Dwarvish. Sorry, Dwarvish flamethrower. Huh. That's interesting. No, I'm just seeing these units. I'm like, I've never seen these guys. Yeah, I don't. Man, these riders are expensive. Luckily, I just need to survive. And not do something stupid. I think the not do something stupid is probably the harder thing. Steam wheel. That's one way to get it done. Oh my god, they are actually. glad their aim is terrible. Okay. Can you get the killing blow so we could get some experience there? Oh, I forgot you have Berserk. Right. Yeah, you are much tougher. Okay, got some heals. Very good. That's the reason why I gave him Berserk, so he's actually like a terrifying fight against. You nearly perished. Let's pull you back. They're just terrible. You will probably perish. Fortunately. And that was a poor judgment overall. I think we have enough in the west. Wait, who must survive? Gallus? Okay, the King, Alenia, Malkeshon, Londe, Althurin. Oh, you have to survive. Ah. They're doing pretty well, all things considered. And they will have some units that will level up, unfortunately. It's a little unavoidable. Oh, that's bad. She's dead. How did she survive? I am shocked. Usually, the moment they encounter something berserk, they are dead. I wonder if I need to help in the south. Man, she's a champ. I don't know how she managed to survive that, but damn. For getting that kill. See, vulnerable. We're at turn 5. Oh, come on. That was pathetic. That was truly pathetic. Finish off this guy. No. Actually, you might be able to. Ah, RNG sucks. Yeah, you don't need more experience. Wait. Can you finish her off? My god. My 70% have been miserable. She'll live. Should. Man, you took a lot of damage. Okay, how am I gonna handle this front? I do want to clean these up so that they won't be a problem moving forward. Need to maximize our pushing ability. That was pretty. Yeah, this is not going the way I was hoping. Okay, I need to pull you back. Okay, there's that. Very good. I need someone. That's. Yeah, if RNG decides to screw me, there's not much I can do about it. I feel like I need to just apply a lot of pressure north. Ak, your efforts are in vain. You're just delaying the inevitable. Oh, there goes my experience. But we did finish one of them off. Really? You would go after one of those? Yeah, those would be the battles you go after. Then against these guys. I guess that was like the closest. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's, you know, RNG seems to be not favoring as much. I may have to start collapsing cells. How dare you? Yeah, I might have to start collapsing cell. Soon. Let's grab that. Need to start heading back. Honestly, all things considered, this is pretty acceptable. Can you kill it? Yes. Good. So we killed that one. We're never gonna get the finish though anyways. Now you can. Oh yeah, they hit both. And of course if that happens then finish you off. Wow, you could one shot it? Damn. Glad you could get rid of that one. Lapse on them. Yeah, I'm relying on numbers there, but I will need to direct some of our forces to here. Yeah, range attack is the way to go. Ouch. It hit pretty hard, but yeah, let's start directing one group to the cell. Because if he dies, it kind of defeats the purpose. Damn. I mean, they're doing pretty well, like... Can you finish? I'm not sure. Thank you for not letting it level up. Oof. Oh, come on. You didn't even finish it up. Oh, that thing hurts. I have noticed that for these Thunderer and the versions, they are pretty annoying to deal with a lot of the times. Oh, it depends on the terrain they're on. Good, excellent. Okay, so we did lose some more, but... Okay, onwards to... I can't believe you missed all of those. Come on. I don't even think I'm asking too much. Actually, just sending you to there should suffice. I'll keep a few bodyguards like units. Honestly, they're not as needed. Is the south even... They're not quite collapsing? Honestly, it will probably be less. I mean, I don't mind finishing that group off. Oh wait, wrong. Let's move you there. Yeah, I think in terms of how I deploy my forces, it could have been better. Yeah, if I can clear out this, I think we could alleviate a lot of pressure. So let's just go in that direction. My allies don't need gold. I mean, even I don't quite need that gold, but let's just have. They're like overall, they're. I think we could hold out even without me doing much, as long as I hold out my front. But my front is almost dealt with, so we should be fine. They are kind of collapsing down here. I think they'll be fine. That's a lot of damage. What is it with these demons and their endless numbers? Is there something I could trigger? Like... Okay, let's try to slow him so he can't pose as much of a threat. Move forward. Let's keep you around. They're not needed anymore. I don't even know why they're here. Like, what a waste. Yeah, I think we do need to support them here. Oh, I screwed up. I mean, he's almost leveled up, so it's not the biggest screw up. They might start collapsing here, but if I push through this, I think they'll be fine. I think. Actually, grabbing more villages right now is probably not great. And now that I think about it, it's a terrible decision. Oh, too late. I mean, at the rate they're losing units, I think they'll be fine. I think. Yeah, these flamethrowers are terrifying. Why did you get yourself killed? Ugh. Yeah, once we get on the scene, they are not gonna have a good time. Are you running away? I hope the warlord kills any cowards. The ranks. Good, that's still a lot of... 12. Okay, you should be able to get the finishing blow. I shall be avenged. You wish. Keep dreaming, buddy. Wait, will I be able to save everyone, or is this gonna be like, hey, these are the only units that are gonna escape? Ah, knowing my luck, it's probably gonna be. I mean, I've seen it. It's like, oh, we are in danger. Not everybody can get through. Like, wasn't there one where you, like, once you blow up the bridge, any units that are on the other side are dead? Now, taking enemy villages is fair game. Very much fair game. Okay, I'm gonna need that. I mean, it's not like they're gonna recruit crazy amounts, right? Yeah, plus 18. He won't even notice me using. Watch, he's gonna be like, what? Like, oh, I'm fine with them. Okay, see, my allies are having more villages, which probably is good. Like, normally you don't want your allies to grab villages because they're gonna just lose a lot of units. It's not worth it. But in this case, it's actually a good thing. Because you just wanted to throw numbers at them. It's like actually what you want. And doing a very good job here. Oh, that is a lot closer than I would have liked. I don't know if I want to. I'm assuming. I'm assuming they want me to level her up. 56. There's no gold is carried over. There's kind of no point. We have 6 turns. I don't think I could level her up. I mean, I want to. Why are you so slow at moving? Wait. That's an enemy village. I don't want them to spawn more than they have to. It's allied. Let's see. Maybe I'll be able to snipe. I mean, they don't even need the experience. Fine. Yeah, killing all the enemy units is tall ask. A really tall ask, actually. Let's look at the number of turns you have and. You're gonna die? Man, you are terrible against them. Wait, is that enemy? No, that's a flamethrower. Oh, so close. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get the kill. I'll send 1 unit just in case they could nab something, but I highly doubt it. Okay, they are pushing through here, but... Hey, look. Get the last laugh. Unless you miss everything. You definitely don't get the last laugh. And orange is fickle. Oh. Got that you are an enemy. We have no time to dawdle around here. Let's just go on the offensive. They have too many units. I mean, is there any point moving the other ones? Yeah, there's kind of no. I'm just gonna move a selected group and then gonna go from there. Curse upon you, heretics! Are you actually gonna cast a curse, or are you just gonna say it? Because that's not very impressive. Alright, yeah, let's stop you from being an absolute. That. Good? Wow, this soul hunter is like, oh yeah, it's one of those all-rounders. Be kind of. Let's. Yeah, we won't even. We'll be done before we even get that far. Yeah, these berserkers are kind of sad. Man, they have some of the worst. Like, let's attack the enemy that is the most threatening. I mean, to be fair, they don't have a lot of easy targets either. I just need to make sure that it'll be fine, and then. Okay, we do need to address this, though. Oh, you could. Oh, wow. May Yethnagal swallow your soul. Yethnagoth is long gone, you fool. You idiot. You idiot. How dare you not win that? Do we still have enemies there? No. Oh yeah, that is a really bad. See, if they all go with that kind of matchup, yeah, they will win. But it's also the AI. If the AI was that good, it's like fighting them would be terrifying. Yeah, end this misery. Why are you even fighting alongside us, Lich? Are the struggles of my people entertaining to you? Or perhaps you seek redemption, but I find that unlikely. Why do you want to know? Lord Gallus and Lunde seem to consider you an equal, but in truth you are a menace to our lifestyle. Your mere existence would not have been tolerated in the past. Surely you remember that I was once charged with the task of destroying you. Angry assailants over there seem really interested in chopping off your head, you know. Shouldn't you focus on the mission at hand instead of babbling about your precious past like an elderly lady? Oh yeah, show her some attitude. Well, you will perish. By his hand apparently. Yeah, there is one enemy left, but he's so far away. Alright. I'm just gonna run the last couple of... Did you just range attack that thing? I think you'll win. Wow, with that kind of RNG, I guess not. Oh. It's like he dies now, I'm like, great. Oh my god, they're just feeding him. Oh, my skelly! Avenge my skelly. Just end this. How is he getting so much gold? Is he... Plus 14. Just have enough. Yeah. What am I gonna gain? So weird watching them just stand over the abyss. I mean, they are demons. These persistent earthworms won't forfeit as easily as the others' plans did, it seems. Time to execute the backup plan. Everyone, retreat! The enemy troops are retreating. This doesn't sound good, lad. They must be preparing to retaliate. The way they fight, I doubt we even seen a hair of their assault force. I have to admit that we gravely underestimated the threat posed by the Chaos Empire. Our losses have been too great. At this point, I say we must leave. Mayhap our kin to the northwest will allow us to regroup there. So, Hearthgar has fallen. Didn't say that. Sure, our home has fallen, but Hearthgar is more than just stone and marble. We'll figure out something later. And as much as it troubles me to think about it, the northern humans will have to deal with these bloodthirsty barbarians somehow. That will be their next move, Most of our people went north. It is worrying that we haven't heard anything of them ever since we parted ways. Assuming that nothing bad has occurred to them, we need to warn them of this development quickly. How prepare the northerners deal with the invasion from the Chaos Empire, King Estagar? Do you think they will be able to defend the far north with the elves and dwarves' aid? Dwarves, elves, and human united under a single banner? I find that highly improbable, lass. I cannot have been thousands of years since the last alliance, and it didn't turn out very well in the end. And in any case, we have our own battles to fight here. The humans will do well on their own as long as they aren't caught unprepared, but we'll warn them and seek their help regardless. Can't keep running away from the enemy like rats. There has to be a way to stop them before there is no more land left on the continent for us. My king, think we can vacate Hearthgar before the demons return? We must at least try. I fear we do not have a choice at this point. King, if you attempt to evacuate, it is quite likely the enemy forces will manage to sneak up on your people from behind and perpetrate yet another slaughter. But there is a simple solution to this quandary. I believe Malkesher could lend me his minions to aid in setting up an ambush to keep the enemy from advancing. But Onlande, you can't possibly fend off those fiends alone. Odds are you won't be able to get back to us. Don't do the same as Lord Ledenor, please. A Lady of Light once said that things more important in this world than the lives of the few. For me, the safety of our people is far more important than my own. And as you already know, I have a debt to repay. Our past will never cease to haunt me, and I certainly will never be able to repair the great damage we caused back then. But if I am going to die, I would prefer it to be for your sake. If the circumstances hadn't conspired against it, I would have done it back in the valley instead of Ledanor. But you are too young, and at first had to make sure you were ready. Since then, you have proven yourself to be a fierce warrior and a capable leader. Gallus, I'm proud of you. This is insane. What purpose does it serve to throw your lives away like this? Let Malkesha dispatch his minions. There's absolutely no need for you to get involved. And leave them to be quickly disposed of by the enemy? We cannot afford such a risk right now, Gallus. Your survival. You are far more important. There is much greater foe hiding in these caves, and sooner or later he will catch up with us. And Linnea is in no condition to fight anyone. What? But I've seen your performance in this battle, my lady, and I regret saying this, but I saw you do better in Wesmere. It's plainly evident that you have been dormant for too long. About my words, it is not necessary to take them to heart online. We will need all available spellcasters on the front line if our plans come to fruition. The ill-gotten power you wield is far superior than the norm for our kin. Combined with the might of the undead, it could offer us an unprecedented tactical advantage. How may I persuade you to reconsider? You cannot. I feel that my mission and my fate lies here, in the very heart of Eridia. Allow me to protect Elvenkind a last time, my lady. I shall obliterate every demon, every cultist, and every dark soldier who dares to approach this keep. And even if this is to be with my dying breath, I shall vanquish the warlord and turn fate in our favor. You have lived for so long, and you have seen so much, so many things that were never even recorded in books. I don't understand why. Why do you want it to end like this? Picture living for thousands of years, knowing it was only made possible by the suffering and deaths of millions of innocent souls. Eternal life becomes a disillusioning burden as time passes by, and you see everything turn to dust, and your memories begin to fade away as well. You eventually forget all positive experiences and can only recall the horrors that haunt you in sleep. At least none of you will have to live with the knowledge that you were accomplices of the evil that brought Elvenkind to your state. So be it. Your sacrifice won't be forgotten, and I swear I will not rest until the last of our enemies is reduced to cinders on the ground. May the Lords of Light guide you in the last mission. Wait, is the next one the last one? Oh. I think this video is gonna be way too long if I find out. So I'm gonna save that for the next time. I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you everyone for watching. It seems like we're getting to the end. Next one might be the final stand where... yeah, on Lunde, a very powerful sorceress? Avatar will meet her end. Anyways, I'm going to end this. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have a good one.